Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel, Lovable Shelly's BL Reactions. Once again, my name is Shelly. So we are going to be doing Tharntype episode 3, but before we get into that, please remember to hit the like, the subscribe, and the notifications. I'll be posting on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So now that we're done with that, as you remember from the last episode, Type was at the door. He was too afraid to come in. Let's go and see what happens, okay? Let's do it, y'all. So, okay, he has entered the room. And of course, Tharn is just like, I'm here, Type. What's up? So it's great. Because this is after Type finds out that Tharn was the one who took care of him in the previous episode. So Type gives him food and a soda to thank him for taking care of him. Well, he said it was, Tharn thought it was for taking care of him. Type said it was for eating his snacks. So Tharn just literally told Type, I'm not going to hold it against you for eating my snacks. I'm just going to pretend a lost hungry dog ate them all. Sorry. This is Benny. He wanted up. Charlie is there. And that one is Benny. So there you go. You see my 3 dogs. So those are the 3 dogs. Benny, Brady, and Charlie Brown. Okay, so anyway, sorry about that. Let's get right back into the show. Jesus fucking Christ on a cracker, y'all. Type literally just told Tharn, be careful, because this mad dog will bite you the first chance it gets. I'm sorry, if I'm Tharn, my line is, just remember, baby boy, I bite back. I would have said something like that. Stop it! Sorry, dogs. So, Type is having a dream right now that, Tharn is, like, taking care of him and making sure, like, he doesn't have any more nightmares and stuff like that. We later on find out in this episode that Tharn is actually doing that. He's like goes over there at night and he like rubs his forehead right here to get rid of the marks and to get rid of the crinkles to calm him down and help him relax. Tharn actually does that. But Type is dreaming that Tharn is doing it, not realize that Tharn actually does do that to like help him calm down. It's really sweet. In this part, Tharn has like a single like drum thing and you see him playing it, so and hear him playing it, so I mean the man's a drumming god at this point, so you know. Type actually asked Tharn last night, did you do something to me? And Tharn's like, whatever I do, it's none of your business. So it's kind of funny. But yeah, it's great. And Tharn and Type are back to fighting now, by the way. And here's the Thai roommate who's trying to be a K-pop star. I fucking adore this roommate. He is like my favorite roommate. One of the guys that lives next door to him just said, you guys remind me of a couple in my neighborhood. They fight every day, and if you keep it up like that, you're gonna end up like them and be all over each other. It's great. Like, if that's not foreshadowing this one, I don't know what is. When Type says couple my ass, more like sworn enemies. It's great. I love that Techno is like, oh, so you guys patch things up. And in Type's response isn't something along the lines of no, never, or anything like that. His first response and the first thing that pops into his mind to answer him is not yet. So you can already see from at episode 3 that Type is softening his heart a little bit, and his character is slightly changing. Not a lot, because, stuff's about to go down at the end of this episode, but you can slowly see him softening his heart a little bit to at least Tharn as a person and as a potential friend, because Tharn was there for him when Type needed somebody. So you can kind of see him trying to work things out in his head and in his mind, and in his mind and his heart. Like, he's trying, and that's all we can really ask for. So Tharn and Techno have each other's phone number, but Tharn and Type don't have phone numbers yet. So Tharn just called Techno and asked him to remind Type that he still owes him, and to have him buy him dinner. Anything's okay. And Techno convinces, because he won't leave him alone, gets Type to buy him a drink too. And this is the part where Type decides that he's going to stay up all night, or stay up, because he wants to know exactly what Tharn is doing. And all Tharn does is mention that he's attracted to him, or he likes him. He kisses him on the cheek, and he says, "Sweet dreams, no more nightmares," or something like that. But it's softening Type's heart even more to Tharn, which is what I love too. Like, all the sweet little things that Tharn is doing are softening Type's heart to him. So it's great. And yes, those are my dogs. I'm sorry. Sorry, Tharn kisses him on the cheek. He goes, "I must be crazy to think you're cute." And then he kisses him here. He said, "I hope you don't have any nightmares, or any more nightmares," is what he says to Type. And then, of course, you have the classic sound of, like, the heart beating faster, loudly type thing, because at this point, Type is clearly starting to not admit it, obviously, but he does have some sort of feelings for Tharn. Because the iconic, that every BL does, like the heart beating faster and you can hear it, and yeah, that's the scene that's just happening right now. So clearly, Type is starting to have feelings for Tharn. Clearly. So it's now the next morning. Type is in the bathroom watching another porn clip, trying, and I am saying trying to obviously masturbate. He's trying. It's failing, because every time he does, he's like, "Shit, why am I thinking of him?" So he's trying, watching straight porn, trying to masturbate, and the only thing that is coming into his head is Tharn. So yeah, boy, you done have a crush on that man. You just don't want to admit it. We all know what's happening. And you see Tharn walking with his best friend. Still can't stand it. But you see Tharn walking with his best friend, and Tharn has like the biggest shit-eating grin on his face. He cannot stop smiling. So in this scene, Tharn comes back with snacks and water. And he takes the water out. Well, first, Type throws his pillow at him. And Tharn is getting ready to, like, sniff the pillow or do what he does. But, so, another iconic scene. Tharn takes the water bottle and starts drinking from it. And you can clearly see Type watching him. And Type is clearly showing attraction that Tharn clearly picks up on. Tharn says talking's not the only thing I'm good at. And later on, the fun happens. Type goes to take a shower and he grabs his towel, but he forgets his boxers. And Tharn literally, like, Type opens the door and Tharn has the boxers. He goes, "I'll give them back to you if you let me take a shower with you." And then Tharn proceeds to give a blowjob to Type in the bathroom. And then Tharn, when he's done, stands up and he goes, "I told you talking wasn't the only thing I'm good at. And Type freaks out. And Type is like, no, be disgusted by him. No, you don't like him. Like, Type is freaking out because clearly he's not disgusted by him anymore. So he, like, tries to hide in the bed. And Tharn is like, you know, sweet dreams, Rumi. You were amazing back there. And then Type gets all upset. And then Tharn's like, just admit you liked my skills. Like, they're bickering back and forth. It's great. But yeah, so very interesting scenes happening soon. In this scene, Tar is left by himself because Tum is late picking him up. And Tar feels like everybody's eyes are watching him and everybody's looking at him. And everybody knows what happened to him. So he freaks out and he goes home by himself, but forgets to tell his brother. So his brother comes to school and, like, is looking for him. And his brother's panicking. And finally Tar messages him and he goes, I took a cab home. Stop barking like that. Sorry, that was Charlie. Yeah, he says something along the lines of I took a taxi home or I'm home now. Something like that. But yeah. And Tum kind of gets a look into Tar's room and sees the black pictures and stuff like that. So he knows that there is something really, really wrong with his brother. But Tar obviously will not tell Tum what's going on. So this is where all the drama starts, unfortunately, until the next episode, for Type. So two femmes ask him for pictures and stuff, and he agrees to do that reluctantly, but he agrees to do it. And then one of them gets a little handsy and goes up and tries to take pictures with him, but like touches his chest and stuff. And that's when like Type insults them for being gay, and they like cover up his eyes in a photo, which obviously you're gonna tell who that is. And they kind of like blast him like all over the internet. With the school ground. So it's either like, if you're not homophobic or anything like that, you are against him. If you are homophobic or you agree, like you're with him. So it kind of like, it really tarnishes Type for a little bit. Like it's going to, because of what happened, and people are realizing are starting to see how homophobic he actually is, which obviously that does change later on. But yeah, so that's what happens. Like he doesn't have any peace at all, because like people are either going to hate him or they're going to support him because of what he did. So it's really hard for Type right now, because of what happens. But that is it for episode 3. I hope you guys all enjoyed that. Remember, if you have any other BL suggestions, leave them down below. As long as they are English subtitled, I will watch them. So it does not matter what region, country, whatever they're from, I will watch them. So now just remember to also click the like button, the subscribe, and the notifications bell for me. Once again, I'll be posting on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, right around there, between 3 and 5, probably be about 3. So I hope you guys all enjoyed this episode. The next episode will be Tharntype episode 4, and that's where the fun begins. So be on the lookout for that. Love you guys. Peace. Mwah.